Welcome everyone. I am so excited to announce episode 1, season 1 of Make It or Make It. And since I lost the bet, I'm cooking octopus this week, guys. Octo, from Spain. So I have this amazing Spanish octopus, and what I'm going to do is cook it low and slow for a couple of hours. Ingredients include onions, rough chop. You want them to be large pieces. The same with your celery. We have some garlic cloves here. We have about 5 garlic cloves crushed. I'm also using these flavor packets, that Sazon, boy. This is gonna add some nice color, some nice flavor. And I have 2 different ingredients. I have achiote, I have green and red. I'm probably gonna use the red for the color aspect and the flavor, but the green is also well. Maybe we'll use both. We'll check it out when we get to the stove. Lastly, we got salt and pepper, we have some smoked paprika, and we have olive oil. This was a wine suggested by the wine guy. So this is a Spanish white wine. So this is Rueda. This is a 2018, suggested by the wine guy. Drinkable and definitely cookable. Cookable. All right, now it's time to make the braising liquid for our octopus. 3-quart stainless steel sauce pot. I have 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Now we're gonna hit it with our onions, our celery, and our 5 cloves of crushed garlic. I like to take it down till there's a little color. You don't wanna go too far like a pinçage or burn it, but little color is okay. Salt and pepper go in, stir it with a wooden spoon, and achiote. I don't measure, you can measure. I'll put measurements in the description. About a half tablespoon. Same with the Sazon goya, half tablespoon, and then some wine. That's about a cup of wine. We're gonna cook that down till it evaporates. We're gonna add 2 bay leaves, smoked paprika. You see how I'm measuring. It's not exact, but it's about a tablespoon. You could eyeball this, it's not a big deal. You see how the wine cooked down? That's what you're looking for. A quart of water did go in here, or enough liquid to cover your octopus. Either which way. Adjust with salt. Half of the octopus went in a cryo bag. We added some court bouillon stock. Now we're gonna sous vide it, and that's me telling you that the circulator's set to 170 Fahrenheit and that you don't need to cryovac the bag. When you put it in the water, all the air gets pushed out from the pressure, and all you really need to do is clip it to the side of the vessel. Let that rock for at least 4 to 5 hours. You could test it by slicing off a piece and seeing if it's tender. That's what the sous vide is all about, and that's all I have to say about that. Next, old school braised octopus goes in. This went with the lid on for about 2 hours. You don't want a rolling boil. Trust me, gentle boil, put a cap on it, and that's the most important part because a rolling boil will allow your octopus to fall apart and get all weird. When I think I'm ready, there's 2 ways you can test it. You can take a paring knife, poke it in, see if it comes out clean. I just like to take it, get it on a cutting board, and try it. Mr. Piggy was left out. We had to give him a shout out. Now, get it on the cutting board and try it. If you think it needs more time, throw it back in the braising liquid. Next, we want to strain our court bouillon or our braising liquid, whatever you want to call it, and that's going to last in the refrigerator for a few days. Next, we're making our Romesco. Grape tomatoes cut in half, lengthwise. Sheet tray, that's a silpat with olive oil, and we're gonna lay them flat side with the skin pointing up. The reason we do that is because the skin is gonna brown, it's gonna release from the flesh, and we are going to remove the skin because the skin sucks, okay? There it is, after a little bit under the broiler. Take a pair of tweezers or tongs and get rid of all those skins. So we wanna put that off on a vessel to the side and keep that until it's time to blend the Romesco. Next, we're roasting our peppers. You can see there's a little char there. We'll talk about that another time. A little sock shout out, my favorite socks. We want to roast this until they're nice and dark and the skin bubbles. Put it in a bowl or something and cover it so it steams for about 10 minutes. We want that skin to release. Next, olive oil, Goodfellas garlic, sliced thin, guajillo chili, breadcrumbs. They're my homemade. You could use whatever you want. Those are sourdough that I made. And we want some golden brown love. Smoked almonds. I got them from Costco. Those are really nice. We're looking for toastiness from golden brown. The garlic gets nice. It's just this wonderful, aromatic, beautiful, crunchy texture to the sauce. So once that's finished, we put that off to the side. Then we take our peppers. It's time to clean them. Don't cheat and run it under water like a dirt bag. Make sure you clean the seeds out with a pair of gloves and the skins off. There's the beautiful roasted peppers. Now we're in a 1-quart container so that we can blend this with an immersion blender. Tomatoes went in, peppers went in. That was sofrito, carrots, onions, celery. That is our breadcrumb mixture you just saw us make. A little more Sazon adobo, balsamic vinegar, and sherry vinegar. This is an aged sherry vinegar for 50 years. Guajillo chilies went in, and the stock went in. You notice I had them in the stock. I steeped them for a little bit to soften them up. Now we're gonna blend this until smooth. You can do a second strain after this if you want it to be super smooth, but I just left it. It blended up nice and the texture was really great. That's the most amazing Romesco. Now we're moving on to the potatoes. These are really nice fingerlings. We're gonna cut these, roast them with garlic, butter, and rosemary, right on a sheet tray in the oven, 350 for about 20 minutes. All right, so I have tricolor fingerlings. There's purple in there, there's red, there's white, and I'm cutting them on a bias. You can cut them however you like, but whatever you do, just make sure they're all the same size. Stainless steel bowl, garlic against the grain. That's gonna go right in with the potatoes. I like cutting it like that because it stays whole. I have a half a shallot. I'm making like 4 slices. That goes in the bowl as well. Rosemary, fresh. We're gonna cut it into thirds. You can keep it whole. The idea is we're about a tablespoon or 2 of olive oil. We wanna coat all of these ingredients, which is why we have them in a bowl first before we get them onto the tray. Salt and pepper the ingredients, give them a nice toss so everything's coated and go right on sheet tray. I'm using a Silpat. I just like Silpats. I like the way they perform. They keep your sheet trays clean. We're gonna go in the oven 350 for the first 15 minutes, check it out, and then jack the heat later. Romesco sauce, now it's time to plate up. We have that beautiful Romesco. We're gonna get some heat on that in our nice little stainless steel pan. This is a carbon steel pan. We're gonna get a beautiful hard sear on our octopus. Some people grill it. You hear that crunch? Chef's press weighs it down. That's gonna help press it onto the pan and get that beautiful crust like you could see right there. Next, we want to give this a beautiful slice. I'm going on the bias. Some people serve it whole. You could serve it whole. It really is up to you. That's what our potatoes look like when they come out of the oven. Romesco down on the plate. You do your little fancy swoopy swash. Next thing you got, I'm doing this nice little presentation where the octopus kind of extends across the sauce. We put our potatoes in the center. I'm brushing that with the lemon citronette. And that's it, guys. The only thing I didn't show you was the parsley oil that we garnished after we did the photo shoot. Love y'all. Thanks for watching.